10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name's Jeanette. I'm back doing the yearly 2016, but I thought I would do the first half of the year, and so January through to June, and then I think I'll do part 2, July through to December, because there's a lot to cover. And if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I talk quite a bit. I try and keep it shorter, but it doesn't seem to work out that way. They usually last about 40-45 minutes. Thank you to my subscribers. Welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos and that you're getting insights for your own life and your own situation. That's what it's all about. That's all I care about, is to be of service to you, in you learning to trust and follow your own intuition. So I thought I would start with, like I said, I'm not an astrologer, but there are planets that's going to be affecting us in the first 6 months and more, but we'll deal with what we've got already. We were in a year 8 last year, and we're going into year 9 for 2016. And because I'm recording in December, I forgot to wish everybody a happy new year. So a very happy new year, and let's hope 2016 is one of personal growth and self-awareness, and that we're able to follow our path, which is the Hermit card. We've come from, I've got the bigger ones just to show you, because I use the other tarot deck, so I didn't want to have to look through them all. So this is the Hermit card. So we've gone from year 8 going into year 9, which represents the Hermit, and it's about Virgo is the sign that it's in. And it's interesting that the Mercury retrogrades are going to be in the earth signs, and this also represents earth because it's Virgo. So it's going to be Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo, and then back again in Capricorn at the end of the year. I don't know all the dates, so you'll have to check with your, like I said, I'm not an astrologer, check with your astrologers to see what the dates are. I think it's around the 7th of January, I'm not too sure, or the 4th of January. I know Jupiter's going retrograde as well, and that might be the 4th or the 7th. And then of course you get your the setup phase, and the 2 weeks before and the 2 weeks after, and it's around 3 weeks I think it goes retrograde. So we go into the year with 2 retrogrades, one in Jupiter, which is expansion and growth, and then you've got in Capricorn, but we've also got Saturn in Sagittarius, so I think that's coming from the new moon as well. We're bringing that cycle. It's all about cycles. So we're Saturn in Sag is about truth, like I said, with the new moon. It's about and the Hermit is all about spirituality, truth. I mean, it can be religion and everything, but it's about your inner truth, what that means to you. It's a time of reflection, it's so interesting that we've got it's in the earth sign. This is the overall energy for year 2016 also, which is in an earth sign. So I just feel like Capricorn is all about business, very pragmatic, down to earth, very practical, and this is very spiritual. And Sagittarius in Saturn is, you know, is spiritual. So I feel it's about marrying the spiritual and the earthly realms with your businesses, and you know, letting go of perfection where your businesses are concerned, and allow spirit, or if you don't believe in that, your soul, your heart. So I think it'll be all about soul heart businesses this year. And I think it was in one of my in the new moon reading, I was saying about Sag and about truth coming out, and about those films that are coming out are all about truth. So I do believe that it will be all connected with that, very, very down to earth ways, concrete ways of making a living, and you know, moving our lives forward. But it will be, the Hermit is a time of reflection. So this is a general reading. At the end of the day, you'll be talking to different people in different ways. Some of you might be having to go inwards and reflect about this year, 2015 that's just gone. You know, where you've been, where you've gone, what you want to do differently. Others will be the ones that did do that and went within themselves and reflected a lot on throughout the year, last year, what they went through. They'll be the ones that are shining the light for others. So it will be your mentors, and if you know you're following a mentor, then you know, make sure that they've got a good character. And so it'll be different for everybody, but it's about wisdom and knowledge. The Hermit can also represent past lives in relationships, lives that have been, you know, you've had before with somebody. So that's the overall energy for 2016, so year 9. So I just thought I would show the cards for what we've just gone through, which is the year 8, which is, if we get all the 8s out, the 8 of Pentacles. You know, you're working damn hard at your craft, like I said before, trying to get something off the ground, but happy to do it. You've chosen it. You've come from the 7, and you've chosen your path, what you want to do on a practical level, where you want to take. And Taurus, you know, Mercury retrograde in Taurus, it's all going to be about stability. So it will be reflecting, moving forward, and it'll all be around stability and how we're using our skills and talents on the earth plane, really. But you know, the year 8 last year, 2015, was hard work. I mean, I felt it, so I don't know if you have as well, but I felt it. It was a hard year, all to do with work, and but you know, you've chosen your craft and what you want to work on. So, and that's on the physical. On the mental level, I saw this card come up a lot for myself, and others, my clients, And this is all about self-imprisonment, really. It's all on the mental level, and how we can entrap ourselves into thinking in certain ways. Like I said before, patterns of behaviour. It's that mental plane where, you know, we've been taught certain ways from our childhood, and that card came up quite a bit. So we weren't able to see things clearly. And the Eight of Cups, this card came up a lot as well throughout the year. The Eight of Cups, you know, it's about being in the dark. You've got a bit of light, and you've got the moon and the sun there. You could say that's an eclipse or something, but on this one, you know, you're walking away from an emotional situation, and maybe you needed to get something off the ground on a physical level. Maybe it wasn't so much about love, having to walk away from a situation because we had a purpose or a calling. Some of us have had a calling. That's where I said about the Hermit. This can be a calling card. We all have purpose, of course we do, and our purposes change all the time. But a calling is a bit different, and it's your pioneer energy. It's your, you know, birthing something new that will help other people, and that's not an easy path to tread. But so that a lot of us have been walking away from situations that hasn't served us, and on a spiritual level, creative level, our projects, that sort of thing, businesses, self-employed entrepreneurs, things just haven't, you know, got off the ground, and there hasn't been that stability that we were looking for. But we are going into year 9, and as you can see with year 9, through the self-reflection and your own knowledge and wisdom, we've gone from the 8, and there you go, we go to the 9, which is all about independence. So all the hard work that you put into your work and your projects last year, it is going to pay off. You are going to see the results of it this year, 2016. There's definitely going to, you know, you've got your 6 Pentacles here on the right, which is about work. So maybe a lot of you have needed to collaborate with others to get something off the ground, you know, where the 3 is here, where you were the apprentice. You know, it's about knowing your limits and only being able to take it so far, and then you know, you've got to join with others so that you're able to bring the 6 and the 3 together and create a 9, which is your financial independence. So, and then you're looking for your interdependence in your relationships, no matter what those relationships are, but especially in your love relationships, where you're getting, you know, the emotional happiness. This is the wish fulfilled cards. That's what a lot of us will be experiencing. Those that have done the work on themselves, they will be experiencing this. They're both yellow, a lot of yellow in them, and you know, you've got a man in one and a woman in the other, or that could be a man, you never know. But it doesn't matter, it's male and female energies, whoever you are, and but they're on their own, and it's about being able to get to that place of independence, on a practical level and a emotional level, so you're happy and content within yourself, ready. This is all in preparation and ready for the 10s. The 10 is when you know, you get your stability and the family come in, you get what you want, so it's completing of cycles. But you're already experiencing happiness and joy and the 9 of Swords on the mental level. So those cards look happy and bright. This is dark and dingy, but this can be self-sabotage. So of course, when things are going well, you need to watch the saboteur within. That can put a spanner in the works, or to do with that thinking, that sort of thing. So that's what we'll be watching for if that comes up, and how we can deal with it too. And then the 9 of Wands, you know, the 8s have landed at the back. They're there, they're all at the back, and they're in the ground, and they're secure and solid. You know, that's all the actions you've taken, and the work that you've taken, and you know you've got from that Ace of Wands, which you're still carrying in your hand. You know, you've got your wounds from last year, but you know that it's been worth it, that you're heading towards something far greater for yourself, and you're nearly there. You're nearly there. So that's what I thought I'd do, is just bring those cards out so that we knew about the retrogrades, and a little bit anyway, and what the overall energy was, which is the Hermit being card 9. I'm just going to ask, these are the Carolyn Mace archetype cards, so I'm going to ask what's the energy or the archetype that's going to be dominant in the first 6 months of 2016. I've been like on I think it was the full moon one, I started to have a sore throat, and I haven't been able to do these readings because I lost my voice basically for a week. So there's some truth, I'm needing to speak to someone. So the Sag energy in Saturn definitely playing its part. So if I go a bit croaky, you know why, and I'll need to sip some water. I don't know how long this reading will go on for. Let's see what is the most important archetypal energy that's going to be affecting the first 6 months of 2016. The Teacher. How appropriate is that? I just love synchronicity. I just love synchronicity. There you go. We've got the Hermit, and the overall archetypal energy is the Teacher. So some of you are going to be the teacher, but even when you're teaching, you're also the student. You know, you're always learning. You learn from your clients, your friends, your family. And like I said, you play the different roles. Sometimes you may mainly be the light bearer, shining the light for those behind you that, you know, haven't been on the path so long. And for those that are you know, newer to it. So but that's the Teacher. Light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill or wisdom. And the shadow attributes, because we've always got to look from the light side and the shadow side, because, you know, there are going to be those out there that use their power in a more negative way, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills, which if the card was reversed, it would be showing more that side of it. But I don't reverse these cards. We have to become aware. We know, we're not stupid, we know, you know, how we're teaching, got to be the role models. But I just love that. So there we go, the Teacher. So I'll leave them up there, because that's the first 6 months. I'll just take a sip of water and then we'll get into the other readings. So I've already pre-shuffled, otherwise it's going to take me ages to do all these cards. But I do love doing these readings. Oops, that's wanted to come out. That one rolled out, didn't it? That's the Five of Wands. That's the Five of Wands. So I'm getting a story about that. My camera's not very good. My apologies. I am looking to get a new one, but like I said, I'm just starting out. So bear with me. But I don't know if you can see properly, but this is the Five of Wands, and you know, they're dragons with different faces and shapes and different characters riding them, and different colours. Some have got helmets on and protection, others aren't. You know, they haven't got any armour on whatsoever. So for me, because that rolled out, this reminds me of Avatar, and where they all have their, you know, dragon or whatever it is that they choose, or that it chooses them, and then they ride, don't they, on them in the film everywhere. And there's the one that is orange. Now I did look up what it was called, and I can't remember. I didn't know this card was going to come out. So, but he's the leader basically, and his name represents shadow, and Jake realizes the only way to get them to see him as trustworthy is to actually conquer this dragon. And he realizes he's got to go, because he never looks up, he doesn't expect to be attacked. So Jake realizes he has to go above him and jump down on him to engage with him and connect with him. So and he does, he conquers that. So this is about our own conquering our own dragons within, really, our shadow sides, via love, not through shame or blame. And that's what the Five of Wands is. It's you know, battles really. And so that card came out, but I'll just leave it there. Maybe that's what the teaching's about, is all to do with. So what are the most important messages for January through to June 2016, first 6 months? So I'm going to pull a card for each one, but remembering that was upright though, that was upright. So I think we are conquering our fears by actually taking action. And this reading is more about energy, and then you can put it into your own context, or what it means for you. So the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, that's January. It's January, yeah, we're going to go for January. But that's also, yeah, like I say, we are going from year 8 last year to year 9 this year, 2016. And then of course from 9 we go to 10. So, you know, that's why that's reversed, because we've got to actually go through the process of the 9 in throughout the year, well, definitely throughout the first 6 months. So something's being delayed again in January, to do with our living arrangements, to do with that's also about, you can look at it in a positive way in reverse, that, you don't want to conform. Not everybody wants that home life and the perfect, as we see it, perfect home life, not that they ever are, with the dog and the couple and the children and the grandparents and the wealth and that sort of thing. But it is to do with family legacy, and so that can be inheritance and money, things like that being passed down, and maybe there's a delay around that in January. So financially, things, well, which January usually is, isn't it, after Christmas? So there's a delay on finances, or sorting finances out. And then February, the Queen of Wands, she's all about independence, because she's got the cat there. I see the cat as independent. The dog is more, you have to walk a dog, but the cat is more mystery and, the moon and independence. So this is around creativity, creative projects, your businesses, that sort of thing. But that we are bringing love into this. So, but maybe all of this is affecting your love lives, and she's got the sunflowers there, which represents the sun card in the tarot deck. So she does have that potential there to create the outcome that she desires, that she needs. But again, we're having to work through some battles. There's still some not major battles, because this is the minor arcana, but there's still petty quarrels and arguments, and who done this to what. And if we go back to the other readings, it was about negotiations, so maybe that's still, the ego's still playing a part, that's putting a delay on this family legacy that's meant to come in to support the Queen of Wands, or to support your relationships coming in. So January, February, March is the Three of Swords in reverse. Now I see that as a good card, and it means you're coming out of it. You're coming out of the heartbreak of 2015, and that's in March. So I'm sensing, the finances aren't there in January, but February something's going to take off. And February is also the Valentine's month, and so something's going to take off in February, because she's the fire energy. And March, you're letting go of this. You're letting go of the heartbreak. So maybe something happens, if we put that with that, because they're wands. Maybe this person, you or someone else, following, being true to this, keeping to this path, even though you've got a lot of this going on, a lot of arguments and debates, and maybe you've chose a path for yourself, and that's like more spiritual, and people don't like that. The people around you don't like that. It makes them uncomfortable, because maybe they realise that if you change, then they're going to have to change. It changes the whole dynamics of a relationship, really. So maybe your partners, if you're in a relationship, is not too happy with that, or you know, if you've had to walk away from one, like in 2015, then this is you standing in your own truth and your own power and dealing with your own demons, really, because you're starting something going, and this will all be to do with your love life. It will be to do with that. So whether you're single or in a relationship, it's taking your relationship to another level, or it's preparing you. What you've gone through in 2015, it's preparing you so that you can align and allow the right person into your heart space. So, and we're talking about, at the beginning I was talking about soul heart businesses, you know, where spirit, your soul has to be a part of this in February. And you know, February is the month of love, or is known as the month of love, but something happens in February. So the year might not start off great, but then we are going into Capricorn retrograde. As I said, I think it starts the 4th of January or the 7th. So things could be delayed because of that to the end of January, and then things look a lot brighter after that retrograde's gone through. Capricorn's all about business, money, so it's not surprised that, and Jupiter, I think, is about gifts, generosity and things like that. And then we go back to the December reading where, you know, the 6 of Pentacles was right in the centre, and that was about generosity and gifts, and there was a delay all around that. But March is, you know, that heartbreak is being let go of because of what happens in February. So I see that as a positive card. April, so we've got the 8 of Swords come back in, which is strange concerning the 3 of Swords is in reverse position, and I see that as that you've gone through that, you know. But so maybe in April we're not seeing things too clearly again. So if anybody new's coming in April, maybe it's a good idea not to pursue any relationships around that time. No, because there we go. Sorry, I need to show you the card. Ace of Cups. No, and it's upright because May, it's going to happen in May. The new energies come in May to start something new. This is all about new beginnings, a fresh start in love, in romance. This means that the energy is there. It hasn't actually manifested. So I will do the monthlies, and then you know, you can refer back to this reading to see what was going on in each month of these cards, and then each month I do them, there'll be a more deeper and in-depth meaning of what's going on. This is just the overall energies. So in May, these are the energies about a new start in love, because that's upright. And then we've got Justice for June. So this is, you know, karmic situations, because the Hermit can be past life situations, and the Wheel of Fortune. So it's karmically, because I felt like 2015 was a real karmic year. It was just horrendous, and I felt like it was the carrot being dangled every month or every so often, and then you thought, okay, and you get to that point and then they move the goalpost again, and you're thinking, oh, for goodness sake, how much longer is all this going to go on for? And then you have to recognise that I think it was the strength card, patience. It was all about patience. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on it, but yeah, so it's all about patience last year, having patience. But because things were having to play out, and Mercury retrogrades for me is like the film The Adjustment Bureau, and you know, our team of guides or helpers, especially where other people are involved, they're having to rearrange the furniture. You know, you need to slow down. So I suggest in January, don't try and rush things, because that's what the full moon one was about. You know, it said within the next couple of months, so that would be, you know, middle of December, middle of February. So February seems to be the better month where something's gonna show itself. Someone new might come in, but yeah, January is the time to slow down, and especially after the holiday period, and do your hermit throughout of all of January, I'd suggest, because we've got the Mercury retrograde there, and it's in Capricorn, so you're not going to get anything off the ground. You're not going to have anything concrete happen, so use that time wisely. Time to yourself, really slow your life down and reflect, really, which is always a good thing to do at the beginning of the year. And by the time, you know, the 6 months, we've gone through the 6 months of those energies, then justice, balance is going to show itself for June. Now, I didn't know whether to do more of these cards or no. I'm going to use my other ones. I've just decided. Going to use these ones, and I'll put them underneath each one, and then we'll see what's the most important messages that complement the tarot cards already used for the first 6 months of 2016. So, oh, there we go. So this is the Sun card. These cards are so old. I need a new set, really. But they're my old faithfuls, and some things we don't like getting rid of, do we? There's the Sun card. So even though January for some people can seem quite a bleak month, but it's I love January because it's my birthday. I'm a Capricorn. It's my birthday month, so I love January, especially if it snows and things like that. So we've got to believe that the sun is shining down on us, even though we can't see it because of the clouds. That the sun is always there, we just can't see it because of the clouds. So even though we might got to put things in perspective, even though we might think January is you know, not a good month, it's only our perception, and we have to trust. That reminded me of the story, I don't know if you've heard it, is, and I don't know it who said it or whatever, so I can't give credits to it, but is about the farmer. He has his farm, and he has a son, and he needs some horses, and they don't have horses or something, and then like the neighbours are saying, oh, what a shame, and good luck or bad luck, and he says, we'll see. And then you know, they find the wild horses and bring him back, and the neighbours are saying, oh, you're lucky, and he's saying good luck, bad luck. It's a bit like yellow lorry, whatever. And he said, we'll see. And then the son falls off the horse and breaks his leg, and then they say, oh, what bad luck. He said, we'll see. And then the army officers come to take all like the young boys away to go to war, And it goes on like that, and they say, oh, what good luck, and he said, we'll see. So basically that's the energy for 2016, because this is how it's beginning, even though this card is in reverse, is you know, it's how you perceive something is to be good or bad. It's what I'm getting. Okay, so bit contradictory, because we're saying that the February is going to be a better month, but we do have the whip, which means anxiety, arguments, disruption, that sort of thing. So like I was saying, it's because of the 5 of Wands. I think it's more to do with that. Naysayers, that sort of thing. You know, you're changing, you're a different person now. We're the 9th year, you're getting towards, you know, next year would be 2017, would be the 10th year. That's a whole decade. Yourselves, the person that you were then, you are not now. And you know, you're probably charging forward and know who you are, and want to move your life forward and be truthful to yourself, and that there's going to be people trying to stop you, basically. And I think that's what it is. So be aware in February of anybody that, you know, is trying to create drama. But next to the Sun, it's not going to have such a bad outcome, really. And then we have the ship for March, which is underneath the 3 of Swords, what's in reverse, which I did sense that, you know, we're moving away from that now, and that is about movement. We're moving away from that heartbreak that most of us, I think, experienced last year. And the ship is all about, you know, your ship's coming in. So whatever you've decided to walk away from last year, or the beginning of this year after Christmas, your ship will come in. It will happen for you, and because that's movement. And then we have the horse, which again is movement. And you know, this can be like your knight in shining armor. Not that I believe in all that rubbish, not the fairy side of it anyway. And because it's under the 8 of Swords, be wary of, maybe that's what you're not seeing. You know, don't buy into, oh, I need to be rescued, I'm waiting here to be rescued. My knight in shining armour, whether male or female, is going to come along and rescue me if I stand here long enough. No, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You have to rescue yourself. And she has the sword of truth literally in front of her. Okay, it's not pointing to the heavens, it's pointing to the earth, but it's still a spiritual truth that needs to be grounded. That's all it's saying. You know, you've got your 4 swords there, that you've gone through that quiet time from the past, the hurts, the heartbreak, because there you go, you've got the 3 would be on this side. But that is reversed. That's good. We're coming through that now. So take the blindfold off, you know, and stop entrapping yourself in these situations. It also means news, so you're going to need to be discerning. But I just sensed it was more about that, as to why the blindfold is on, is that, you know, it's about perspective, and you need to discern. And yes, this could be somebody offering help, but might not be anybody to do with love at this beginning. Don't try not to name in January, February, March, April. Try not to name somebody coming in or might be around you that's willing to help you. Don't mistake somebody willing to help you as, don't label it, oh, this is my next husband or wife or whatever. Let life unfold. But that's how I'm reading that. And then in May, oh, there you go. We're being given the key to our own happiness, because it's underneath the my throat's going, I'm sorry. It's being given underneath the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning in you know, with our feelings to do with love. So this card means success. So this time I'm sensing, you know, once you've let go of that and really let go of it, somebody new can come in, and it's gonna be successful this time. Don't think that, don't judge the person who's coming in, to the people that you've had relationships with before. We just have to honor those people, because they were our lessons. They were karmic, they were our lessons. But this person that's coming in is someone who's going to support you in your lessons. There's a difference, you know. Some wound you and wound you again and again, only to show you what you're doing to yourself, basically. And then there's others that do come in and support you and is there for you. And we need to experience both sides of the coin to know. How can you know what true love looks like if you haven't experienced the lack of true love in a relationship? So, but there is success there in May. We've also got, I'm not sure, again, sorry, Taurus then, May I think it is, which is about stability, but these cards are upright. So even though we'll be going through another Mercury retrograde, I think, don't quote me on it, it does bring stability. So there's something going, but we'll see what the monthly brings when we get there. That's too far ahead now for me. And then, so it is good news if you read these cards just on their own. You know, the Sun card is there for January, to do with an argument that's happened. And the ship can also mean, you know, overseas, abroad. So there could be someone that you know from overseas, abroad, and you might be getting some news from them that moves this relationship forward. But you need to see things clearly, and that is the, you know, success. Okay, so we've got the snake, which is about wisdom. It just depends what this card's next to, but it is next to the key, so your wisdom will be the key to your success. You know, the snake is all about shedding of the old self, and I wrote an article, I don't know if I published it on my site or not, I think it's there, I will check it, about the story about the scorpion and the frog, and then you get different layers, then you go to the snake, and then you go to the eagle. But I've done it in line with the film Silver Lining with Bradley Cooper and I can't remember the other lady's name. But yeah, so that story would say that. So it's a very long article, but it's a good one. It's about being in your heart centre. I will check it to see if it is on. I have published it on there. So that would suggest what that's about. It's under the Justice card. So your wisdom will get you the justice that you deserve and rebalance the scales to do with your love life, and that's going to affect other areas of your life as well. But that's the key to your success. And I will take the card from underneath. it's the book, and the book is about the unknown because it's closed. So, you know, through life you've got to take a risk. Not everything is set out that yes, this is going to be successful, it's going to work, but you know, have hopes. And what was at the bottom of this card? Oh, there we go. This was the this is the Fool. Just check my timing. Oh my goodness, I've been speaking for 50 minutes. Okay. I need to finish before the batteries run out. So the Fool is it was upright as well. It's about new beginnings. It's about taking that leap of faith into the unknown. Yes, the book's closed, but you know, you can write that first chapter. It's a new cycle, a new year. We've got a little doggy here, which is about, you know, which is about companionship, loyalty, that sort of thing. So, and the Fool has everything it needs in its little rucksack there, and you know, he's looking up to the skies. He's about to take a leap of faith. I think that's what we've all got to do this year, where our relationships are concerned. There are no guarantees, but mustn't assume they're going to work out like before. Got to trust. We're different people. We've learnt. We're more aware, and that we can take this journey with faith. So I'll just pull some angel cards, and then we'll end with Archangel Michael, because it's going on a bit. So what are the most important messages we need to know concerning the first 6 months of 2016 for our love life? And then I'll do a part 2 with the other one. So there will be passion there. You know, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. There will be passion there. But you're going to have to make the effort. There will be passion there, but you're going to have to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So again, you're going to have to trust your intuition on that, and don't think that you know, you don't go by your past relationships. Trust yourself. At the end of the day, trust another until they show you can't. But more importantly, trust yourself. So there is passion there. You need to make the effort. I'm sorry if you can't see all the cards. And you make the effort by calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations and visualizations help bring you together. So, you know, the visualization I find a bit hard to deal with though, but the visualization, like a vision board, once what you put on there, your heart's desire, that sort of thing, that's okay, but you've also got to realize that it's the steps you've got to take to align with that, and then allow that. So, and that, you know, that's lessons. Things are going to happen there, but make the effort to call that person in, because this is the year. It's going to happen. There we go. New love. It's going to happen. So January, February, March. So in January there is that passion around you, and then in February make the effort, which works along Valentine's Day. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Valentine's reading. And then because of what's happened with the Three of Swords in reverse. You know, we're moving on. So March time, you know, make that during March, make that effort to call in your soulmate, however that is for you. And then April is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, so that is happening, and you'll get news to do with that. And then we have the Retreat card, which is underneath the Ace of Cups and the Success. So spending time together, you know, it's time to disconnect from the world, so it will disconnect from your friends and family. It's all about you two, and she's wearing a wedding dress in this, so I would see this as the potential for a long-term relationship if you make the effort with this new love, and remember what you've learned from your other relationships and take that into not the baggage, the love into it, and you'll do well. But you will need time. And then we've got deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Like I said before, with some people, yes. For some people, they might be repeating patterns, and that's what, if you haven't done your work in April time, where we had the Eight of Swords, if you haven't done that work and you haven't chose wisely with your new love, then yes, you might have to retreat to work out, is this person wearing a mask, or are you wearing a mask out of your old self, or are they wearing it because of fear of getting hurt again? And I'm sure the July through to December will show us what's going on, but I'll do that as a separate reading, otherwise it will be too long. So, and what's at the bottom? Yeah, let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. I think that's what it's about, is you know, to take that leap of faith. And yeah, we can end up looking a fool, but at the end of the day, we need experience, don't we? So as long as you're not taking reckless risks, of course, you know, you need to love yourself, but allow this situation to unfold naturally, and let go of control issues, especially where codependence is concerned. You know, if you've had a lot of codependency in your life, then that's what we need to do. So that's at the bottom. So that's what's unconsciously we need to be aware of, is letting go of control issues. And then I'll just end with Archangel Michael to see what the most important message is concerning the first 6 months of 2016, January through to June. And what does Archangel Michael have to say to support us in the first 6 months of 2016? Shield yourself. So this seems a strange card to get, but shield yourself. Archangel Michael, I ask you to protect me, my loved ones, my vehicle and my home with your powerful shield. Surround us in your purple light, which allows only pure love to penetrate. There you go then. We're only wanting that lovely energy to penetrate and to let go of any negativity. Please stay with me day and night and keep my loved ones safe. And then you can name the specific people or situations. But let me just read it quickly. Shield yourself. 76. So possible specific meanings: wear or carry a protective crystal such as a black obsidian. Make sure that you're physically protected, including having up-to-date health insurance, car insurance, cars working right, so forth. Use caution dealing with this situation or relationship. So that's what it could mean, because around the June time there might be deception. So and there you go, ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So it will be fine. You trust yourself, it'll be fine. But we'll know more when we get to that stage. So but that's the first. Do I want to pull any more cards? Yes. Okay, let's just end with this one. So anything that you're wanting to know about this reading for yourself personally, what it means to you personally, just tune in for a few seconds, a few deep breaths. And just ask, what's the most important question? What's the most important answer that we need to hear for our questions? And this will be for your situation. Remain positive. So that's nice. That's a lovely card to end on. And I think that's what it's about. Remain positive. You know, start the year off with the Sun card. Even if the situation isn't the way you want it, it's all about how we perceive it. So, and I know it's difficult sometimes, but that's where faith comes in. Faith, like I put in my book, is forward and intuitive thinking home. I think that's what I wrote. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, remain positive, and that's separate to feeling your feelings. Okay, that's a different topic altogether. But remain positive, and think things are going to be okay. So that's a lovely card to end on. That's the answer to your question. Remain positive, and only you know what question you ask. So I hope you've enjoyed the reading. I'm sorry it's been so long. I knew it would be. That's why I thought I'd do part 1 and part 2. So this is part 1, and I'll get to part 2 probably tomorrow, because I'm going to have to give my voice a rest at the moment. And again, Happy New Year, and I will get and do part 2 and come back with that. So it'll be part 1 and part 2, and then at least you know for the first part of the year you're looking at that video, and then you've got the other video for the second part. I just thought it'd be better to do it that way, and then you've got the monthlies as well. So I pray that this reading is a service to you, and it serves you in trusting and following your own intuition, for you to read between the lines what's been said, and that it has meaning for you. And I'll be back for part 2 and then the January reading. Thank you for watching. Lots of love. Bye.